19-year-old student was arrested here on the CSUN campus this afternoon, and police called the news conference today and held and released his photo because they believe there could be more victims. He is accused of rape. They're saying there could be several cases, but all they would specify about the number of cases is that they have a time frame for when the first and last reported incidents took place, saying the first known case happened in April of 2017 and the last was this month. 19 years.
Go ahead and tell everybody what the you're doing. What the are you doing? What love? I don't know you. Out of here!
Disturbing video of an assault on CSUN's campus as a female student is choked by a man who had been following her.
I will.
Ghazi Kajajan is the woman behind the camera.
Feel safe being on campus regarding all the sexual allegations in there?
Yes and no, because I feel like it's up to you whether or not you feel safe like your state of mind. I feel like if you surround yourself with a lot of people around campus, stuff like that, you're a lot more safer. But there are scary things like being around at night when we have packed.
If you were to be sexually assaulted, do you know where to find your resources?
I think there are a lot of resources on CSUN, especially like your peers or like professors or teachers that you can ask. And then this is like the COD Center, the like counseling if you've ever been assaulted.
Thank you.
Can you please state your name, year, and major?
Sarah, marketing.
And in your definition, what is sexual assault and what's your interpretation of it?
I guess when someone touches someone else and they don't want to and they say no and you don't ask for consent.
And with all the sexual allegations going on lately in campus, do you personally feel safe as a student?
No.
And what do you recommend for other students to do if they're ever in these situations?
Get mace, get a pepper spray, get a little box cutter or a small knife, keep it with you and like protect yourself. It's not going to go away.
Do you feel safe being on campus regarding all the sexual allegations occurring?
No, I don't. I recently just bought a pepper spray, so now I carry on my keys. And before I would leave my keys in my backpack, and I leave it in my pocket so it's closer.
If you were to be sexually assaulted, do you know where to find your resources?
To be honest, no. None of my teachers have said, oh, here, this is where you go, or I would just assume to see some police, but that's it.
Do you feel safe being on campus regarding all the sexual allegations occurring?
Personally, I feel safe, but I think it's because I remember sex. But I feel like if for my friends, especially that are girls, I worry now more because there's been that event recently where some guy tried to attack two girls.
Yeah.
Luckily they caught him, but that has me worried now because it's been happening a lot lately.
What do you consider to be sexual assault?
I think for that, it's any inappropriate touching that the girl does not ask for is directly considered sexual assault.
Do you feel safe on campus regarding all the sexual allegations occurring?
Yes.
If you were to be sexually assaulted, do you know where to find your resources?
Yes.
Where?
Any police department has a fair amount of resources available to me.
Okay. Do you know someone or have you know anyone that has been through a sexual assault or harassment?
Anything that would provide evidence that would give me a reason to believe it? No.
What do you consider to be sexual assaults?
Unwilling advances of the sexual nature.
Do you think there should be stricter consequences regarding who commit sexual assault offenses?
If proven, possibly, but if not proven, no.
I don't really feel safe on campus, regarding all the sexual allegations that have been happening, only because I am a female, and with all the males going around just staring at girls, harassing them, I just don't feel safe because I know personally that I can't protect myself. And if a guy were to come up to me and assault me, I wouldn't have much defense towards him. I do know someone that has been sexually assaulted, and from their experience, they weren't able to defend themselves against the perpetrator.
How do you feel that President Trump has committed sexual assaults on women and belittles them, and how does this affect your personal life?
First off, it's wrong what he's done. As far as the sexual assaulting goes, does it affect me personally? Does it affect me directly? No, but it's still not right.
Do you think there should be stricter consequences regarding those who commit sexual assault offenses?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think the government is setting a good example of not tolerating sexual assault or harassment?
Yes and no, just because I think that there are laws and there are penalties punishable by jail time, by fines, like those are in place. But, you have our commander-in-chief, man who's probably the most powerful man in the world, doing these kinds of unpresident-like things. That's not an example. It's not someone who you could call a role model.
How do you feel that President Trump has committed sexual assaults on women and belittles them, and how does this affect your personal life?
It honestly upsets me that Trump has sexually harassed women and nothing has been done about it. It's showing our country that it's okay and can lead people to think if the president can do it without any consequences, then I can too, which is scary. As a woman myself, it affects my personal life a lot. It scares me that people might think it's okay, which puts a greater risk on myself and any other woman out there.
Do you think that there should be stricter consequences regarding those who commit the sexual assault offense?
Yeah, I think there should be stricter consequences to those who commit sexual assault. Not only would it help decrease sexual assault crime, but it would encourage more victims to feel safe about reporting their experience.
Do you think the government is setting a good example of not tolerating sexual assault / harassment?
No, clearly Trump is still in office without any type of consequence for his actions. Once the government does something about it, maybe then I'll start believing they don't tolerate sexual assault or harassment.
Thank you.
How do you feel that President Trump has committed sexual assault on women and belittles them, and how does this affect your personal life?
It makes me realize that you really can't trust anybody, and it really makes me question people's values and their morals, because how can you elect someone to have power when they have such low standards of themselves and of women and don't respect anyone? So, yeah.
How does this affect you?
It doesn't really affect me. It makes me worry more for the women in my life, like my sister and my friends and my mom. It just makes me realize there's really no one I can trust in this world. So,
do you think there should be stricter consequences regarding those who commit the sexual assault offense?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's taken way too lightly, especially when it's against women. I feel like it needs to be taken as serious as the topic's been taken. I think consequences need to be taken just as serious. So.
Okay. And last question: do you think the government is setting a good example of not tolerating sexual assault / harassment?
Yes and no. I think that because they're talking about it more, it's not so much of a taboo topic anymore. But I definitely think they need to put more effort into teaching people to conduct themselves properly, and yeah.